That particular grant will help us do, again, more target hardening in our schools.
Good evening, everyone. Romney Smith at WTOC for The News Now. This is where we bring you updates of stories that we are working on for you right now that you'll see later on in The News tonight at 11. We're on various platforms right now. We thank you for giving us just a few minutes of your evening. So right now, the big story that we're following is out of South Carolina, where no doubt by now a lot of you have heard that 5 police officers were shot this afternoon. One of them has been confirmed dead at this time. WTOC sister station, WMBF, is working on this story right now. This is video from the scene in Florence County, South Carolina. 3 deputies and 2 Florence City officers were shot. According to Florence County Emergency Management Department, the active shooting situation was over quickly and the suspect is in custody. West Florence High School posted on Facebook that it actually went on lockdown when it learned of the active shooter situation. Again, 1 officer is confirmed dead and 4 others are hurt and hospitalized. Our sister station WMBF again covering this story with multiple reporters. As soon as we learn the conditions of the 4 surviving officers, we'll pass that along to you, as well as the identity of the officer who was shot and killed today. We know at least 1 female was an officer who was injured. We are not sure if the female is surviving or not. Again, this is still a fluid situation. There are still a lot of law enforcement agencies at the scene, even though the active shooter is in custody and they don't believe there are more than 1 person involved. So for those of you who are just joining us on Facebook, catching up, we're looking at video shot earlier today from our sister station WMBF in Florence, South Carolina. That is where 5 officers were shot, and unfortunately we did learn right before 7 o'clock that 1 officer died. We will continue to follow this story for you tonight, and I guarantee you that at 11 o'clock we will have an update tonight on the news. Certainly hate to report on stories like that, but we do feel like it's important to make sure you're up to date on the very latest information. Also, I know everyone wants to know information about the suspect. Is it a man? Is it a woman? Where are they from? What do they do? How did this happen? What's the connection? That is everything that's under investigation at this point in time. Police have not announced if it's a man or a woman, the race, the age. That is all something that we're working to find out, and as soon as we do, we'll pass it along to you. I see a lot of you on Facebook sending your thoughts and your prayers and sending the praying hands emoji. I'm sure that all of the family and friends of people involved and connected to those 5 officers, especially the one that died, certainly appreciate that. A lot of you saying it's unbelievable, praying for everyone involved. Certainly a very sad situation to report that 5 officers were shot, 1 of them dying this afternoon. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster also sending his condolences. I have his Twitter account up on my iPad right now, saying in one tweet, "This is simply devastating from Florence. Selfless acts of bravery from the men and women in law enforcement is real, just like the power of prayer is real." He goes on to say, "Peggy and I ask that you pray for them, pray for their recovery, pray for their families, and pray for all of Florence." Again, 5 officers shot. 1 died, 4 still in the hospital. We're working to learn a lot more details about not only the officers, but the suspect who is in custody. As soon as we have that, we will pass it along to you. Switching gears right now to a local story, the Jasper County Sheriff's Office is searching for a man wanted in connection to a homicide that happened over the weekend. Take a look at your screen. We've got his picture. Deputies are looking for 27-year-old Javaris Williams. They believe that he's responsible for the shooting death of 17-year-old Samquan Frazier. Deputies found Frazier at the intersection of Highway 3 and Pineland Road with a gunshot wound Sunday morning. Frazier was taken to the hospital where he later died from his injuries. If you have any information on where he is, you're asked to call the Jasper County Sheriff's Office. Savannah-Chatham County Public Schools police force getting a major, 6-figure financial boost from the U.S. Department of Justice. This is good news, right? The school district has already approved the increase of the number of school resource officers in our particular area, while Chief Terry Enoch acknowledged that this is only a one-time grant. However, they're planning to maximize it and investing in training to make sure that it lasts a long time. Take a listen.
Particular grant will help us do, again, more target hardening in our schools, training. We're going to be using a lot of that to purchase technology.
I will go back to that.
For mass notifications in the event that there is a crisis within our schools. Again, we'll be investing in human capital and training. So we're really excited about the money that we received.
The chief says he will brief district leaders once he reviews all of the specific details of that grant. I want to go back to our biggest story for those of you who are just now joining us on various platforms. We, of course, have confirmed the news that many of you know, which is 5 officers were shot in Florence County, South Carolina, late this afternoon. 4 of them survived and are in the hospital right now. 1, unfortunately, died. We've also confirmed that of those 5, 1 officer is a female, although we are not sure, and we're going to figure out if she's the one that died or if she's one of the injured surviving officers. This video is from WMBF, our sister station in Florence County, South Carolina. 3 of the officers shot were deputies and 2 were Florence City officers. According to Florence County Emergency Management, the active shooting situation was over quickly, and the suspect is in custody. It caused 1 school to go on lockdown. No students were ever impacted or affected or injured, which is good news. Right now, we are still working to confirm a lot of information in regards to this case, the motivation for this person who shot 5 officers, who those officers are, how long they've been in the force, and all those details, male, female, their names. Certainly their family members have been notified at this point in time. But a lot of people really want to know about the suspect. What is their connection? What is their motivation? Why did they do this for 5 officers in Florence County, South Carolina? This is a developing story right now. We are certainly working with our sister station, WMBF, as they have multiple reporters covering various angles of this. Don Baker will have more details for you tonight at 11. We hate to bring you this sad news. We know a lot of you are praying for the officers and their families and that entire community. We certainly know that Hurricane Florence, just hit Florence, South Carolina. So they're dealing with a lot right now, weather and now this horrible disaster. So for those of you who are on Facebook saying praying, I'm reading the comments. I'm heartbroken. We certainly hear you, and we know that the people of Florence and the law enforcement community appreciate your thoughts and prayers as they go through this incredibly difficult time. We'll have more tonight on The News at 11 with Don Baker. Until then, if you'd like to reach any of our news stories, you can always do so online at WTOC.com, as well as our social media pages. The next digital update will be at 9 p.m. specifically about weather. We'll see you later.